Hello everybody, welcome to another Jug Journal with me video. In this little session I'm starting off with a really simple page that, unless you're new here, if you are, hello and welcome, but if you've been around a while, you've probably seen me do this quite a few times. I am a Cats Protection sponsor, and they send out loads of like literature and magazines and little zines, and they also send you pictures of which cat is currently in your pen, and I always like to put it in my journal. And these are actually older pictures, but I've been going through some papers, tidying up my studio, and I found a letter from Cats Protection that just got lost in the piles and piles of paperwork, and it had pictures of cats that I hadn't put in my journal that I'd sponsored, so I had to do something about that. And this journal, you may have noticed, it's made from an old Ladybird book cover, Puppies and Kittens or something, and I kept a lot of the pages to use in the journal that had kittens on because, you know, crazy cat lady. So I was just wanted to use one of those pages to document this, because then it wouldn't really need that much decorating. I don't think I decorate the page at all that's got the actual picture of the cat and the little kittens on, but just taking the envelope and the three little pictures I have, stapling them together to put in the envelope, and decorating with all the cat themed washi and many cat themed stickers that I have. And then I also pulled out from one of their magazines. I really like the little cat animations Cats Protection do. I really like the style of them, and they do have them in the magazines and stuff. So I'm cutting out a few of those, fussy cutting them from the magazine to add to this little spread. And also the envelope was a bit of an awkward size, but you can see I'd actually kept the full width of that page, even though it was wider than my journal, and only folded in about half an inch. So I'm going to stick that envelope on that little flap, so it's actually quite difficult to have anything fall out of it because of the way it folds. I don't think I'm making any sense there. Hopefully you'll get the idea by what I'm, seeing what I do on the video. Oh, while I remember, I often get asked by people, where did you get that washi tape? Where did you get this washi tape? Where did you get that one that you used? And 99% of the time, I don't remember. I'm really sorry. I know that's probably really annoying. It's just when you have over 1,000 washi tapes, it's hard to remember where they all come from, unless I've purchased them really recently or it's really obvious, like Tim Holtz or something. I just don't know. I've been collecting washi for, what year is it? Like years and years now, like at least 7, maybe, something like that. I don't know. So as I said, I know it's really annoying and you want to know where they're from, but as I said, most of the time I don't know, and if I do know, I will probably say in the video, so sorry about that. Anyway, cat spread done really quickly. Just wanted to document those little pictures and throw them in my journal. Next up, I wanted to document my new collection that I'd made for my Etsy shop, the flower garden collection. Some of you may have seen it already. I had created a sticker and die cut collection with lots and lots of flower drawings that I had done on Procreate. I was really proud of some of them, and I wanted to document them in my journal, using that really pretty flower napkin to make a little bit of a base, and then also adding some Distress Oxide spray in Salvage Patina, the new colour, which I am completely obsessed with. It's my favourite colour that they've ever done. The weird thing about it as well is about 3 or 4 days before it was announced, I was using oxides and thinking, oh, they really need like a good minty green kind of colour. Like, oh, they really need to do that. And then a few days later it was announced and I was like, oh my goodness, this is the best day ever. Anyway, so yeah, use some of that. Because one side of the page is a doily, it was getting wasn't coping with lots of stuff on it. So I'm just going to back it. This is one of my printables from my store. This is from the Antique Handwritten set, I believe. And also, for those of you, if you don't know, for people who can't or won't print, all my printables are available as physical items as well. But as I said, I just kind of ripped a bit of that and put it on the back of the doily to give it a little bit more structure, and then use little scraps of it left over to decorate the page as well. I wanted to, with all my flowers and stuff, just have them going all around the page, overlapping each other like a big cascade of flowers or something. I used stickers to go over the middle parts of the page because that would create less bulk than a die cut piece would, and then using the die cuts for pretty much everything else. These aren't actually like the official die cuts that you would get in my shop. I do a lot of test prints and stuff when I'm creating a new collection, and I might as well keep them for myself, so I'd actually fussy cut this lot to use for myself, so it's not really like the exact sizes and anything aren't actually available in store, but just to give you a rough idea. But as you can see, I keep going and overlapping the flowers, having some of them stick over the edge a little bit, obviously snipping off those, and sometimes if it's a really big bit hanging off the edge, I can snip that off and put it on another part of the page. But I just kept going and adding all these lovely bits. I wanted flowers all over the place, basically, and I didn't need too much room for journaling because I didn't have lots and lots to say about it. Basically, I created this collection for my shop. I'm really proud of it. It has flowers. There we go. That's about all I needed to add. Stamping the date here. Then I'm going to add my journaling here on that part of the page that isn't the doily. I didn't think a fountain pen would get on with the doily very well, and also because I'd used the Distress Collage medium, a lot of pens do not like to go over the top of that, and I had that on most of the doily. Also added a few of the smaller stickers so there's more floating flowers around, added this little floral flourish stamp for a little bit something extra, and that's those pages done. Next up, this journal is getting really full now and I'm just trying to find pages to fill, basically. So I found these pretty pages that didn't have anything on apart from a random floral sticker, which I must have stuck on for some reason at some point. And I'm going to go through, I have a folder in my junk journaling cart which has all the bits and scraps of paper that I want to use, lots and lots of packaging as well, and all the little pieces that I found or leftovers and all those kind of things. And I've gone through it and pulled out a bunch to use. This here is the beginning of, you know, last year, 2020, when everything happened. Lots of craft companies made lots of free printables and stuff for people to use. So this is one of the Prima Princesses printables. Prima Princesses printables. It's actually quite hard to say. And yeah, I printed a few of them out. I don't know if they're still available on the Prima website, but they're so pretty, and I thought I will include her somewhere. I used a tearing ruler or a decal edge ruler to tear around her, and adding washi around. There was, because the page on the left had that like lilac-y purpley colour to it, I'm trying to keep to that colour scheme, so the washi I'm choosing all has a sort of purplish vibe to it, and I'm ripping up large pieces of washi. I needed a nice base to put that lady on. She needed lots of lovely things around her, I thought. I added a sticker here which is from Shop Stock, which I've said this so many times before, but if the sticker is damaged in any way and I can't use it in the kits that I sell, I keep it for myself. So damaged sticker, those are the ones I get to use in my journal. If the sound has gone weird at all in this video, I apologise, and the last bit of voiceover that I just recorded, for some reason recorded at like 400% volume, and it seems to have messed up the other voice clips. And I can edit videos, like the visual part, no problem, but I do not understand sound theory at all. Sound of videos, audio levels, all that kind of thing, just whoosh over my head. I don't get it at all. So if there's any weird levels going on, I am sorry. I will try and fix it, but as I said, I don't understand these things. Anyway, on the opposite page, more scraps of washi. I was going to use that black and white piece of packaging as a pocket, but then I found that one that was that lovely creamy colour with the watercolory florals and plants and a dragonfly and butterfly on. I thought that would just make a better pocket. I don't know why I did. And then the one that I was going to have as a pocket, I will have a tag, have it as a tag instead. So just putting some paper over the back of it to cover up all the branding and stuff. The paper was slightly smaller than the piece itself, so I am adding ripped up washi around the edges, and then adding a tag with another piece, not a tag, a tab with a B, with some other packaging to add the date And on that piece, I think I'm going to add a verse of poetry rather than actual journaling about anything in particular, because I couldn't really think of anything I wanted to journal about in particular, and that is my usual go-to, is to add verses of poetry. Someone said recently in a comment that they add song lyrics, which I think is a great idea as well. I don't know why I don't do it more often, because like obviously I love music. Who doesn't love music? I have added song lyrics in the past. I just keep forgetting. I think for some reason, poetry I can separate into little verses, but song lyrics I want in a chunk, so I need like a whole page to write the full song lyrics out. I don't know why my brain has worked that out, why I have to do it that way, I do not know. But another idea I had about journaling things that when you don't know what to journal about and you just want to create something pretty or whatever, was I was reading on Wikipedia, you know, when you fall into a Wikipedia hole, I was reading about famous cats, you know, like the unsinkable Sam cat who was on 3 or 4 Navy vessels in World War II and survived everyone or something, and things like that. And I actually thought that actually might be really interesting to add to the journals, like fun things that you've read about and find really, really interesting. So I'm going to try and do that someday as well. Or anything you like, news article, obviously as long as it's not from the Daily Mail or the Sun, because those should be incinerated in a fire forevermore. Anyways, sorry, tangent. Just some more journaling ideas for when you don't actually have anything about your life or your events or anything like that that have to journal about or want to journal about. It may be that stuff's going on in your life that you don't want to journal about or something, but you just want to create pretty things. And anyway, let me know your ideas in the comments as well. Have you any other ideas of journaling things that aren't really normal journaling things, for want of a better phrase? Anyway, back to it. I finished off those pages with some kind of lavender purpley rub-on or transfer stickers, and then did some splatters with milled lavender distress oxide spray. And then I'm just going to finish off with one simple page here. I wanted to do a single page and just throw some stuff on it, really. I was in that. Do you ever do it when journaling? Where you're like, I'm not finished. I feel like I need to do more, but I don't want to do a full double page spread. That's what my brain said. So I pulled out some bits from all the little different boxes and stuff I have in my junk journaling cart, various little scraps of paper and ephemera pieces and such. That lovely tag is from Ellen Journals. She sent them to me quite a while ago. I love them. And I realised that that tag actually has a pocket within it, which is just genius. So I wanted to include that. I was going to have it vertical, but then I remembered the bulk of the twine would be a problem because my journal is getting very fat at this point. So I put it horizontally so that part of it would stick out and not add to the bulk. And then I could put a little journal card in that pocket, which is like a normal Project Life card. I think it's a Mambi pocket page one, maybe. I don't know, not important. Layering up some, that's Max Factor thing, is another one of my printables, or part of one of my printables. That is from Vintage Ads 1 set. And then washi, and the flower I cut out, again, that's from my flower garden collection that I mentioned. I had done a test print on my sprocket with some non-HP sprocket non-HP sprocket printer paper. My goodness. And I just wanted to see how it printed, how it did, and I just chose a random image on my phone that wasn't a photo. So that's why I have a picture of one of my designs. So I added that, some other stickers. I've added some phrases from like the Tim Holtz Chit Chat and Small Talk stickers. I added another tab to that. I did journaling on the back, and then I'm adding just a couple of little stickers from my stash just in the background to add that little extra something. And finally some washi down the bottom. I thought that line at the bottom looked a little plain. I wasn't happy with that. And that, I think, is going to be it for this little journaling session. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I will put relevant links in the description. I've been a bit rambly today, so I probably haven't mentioned enough of the items that I've used, but they'll be in the description if you're interested. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, it really helps me out, and chat to me in the comments as well, as all that super helps, and I love talking to everybody. And I really am going to shut up and go now. Okay, thank you again. Bye bye!